Hello, intuitive friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box, and you will find all my links down below. For those of you who are watching me for the first time, welcome. And if you would like to take part in either the free readings on my channel or the free readings on my channel, then those you're going to need to subscribe to the channel. But usually the super chats, super lives, I leave it open to anyone who would like to participate. Now, this is not a free reading. It is a You Ask Me and I will answer type of reading. It is 15 USD dollars. And I have given you example questions down below. Okay, there we go. All right, I guess you guys can hear me. I've given you guys example questions in the chat for you to think about. Okay, so what would you like to ask me using the open-ended question? Now, this is not timed as my other readings are when they are free. I do time those, but this is not a timed reading. Hello, Monica, my love. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. What did you write here? Oh my God, Lexa, you appear as I do have a question in mind. Let me just think about how to frame it since it's so sudden. Yeah, no worries. Take a look at the example questions. There's lots there for you to frame. It could be in anything. It doesn't have to be connected to love. It could be connected to career. It could be connected to anything personal. So yeah, take your time. There's no rush. But please make sure that it is an open-ended question, okay? So that like that I could give you as much clarity. And of course, you need to give me time to get the decks in order because I have the majority of my decks here. I don't have all of them because I have I swear, I think I have like close to 50 or 60 decks. So I don't have all of them, but I do have a majority of them, okay? All right, cool. What is the potential of this crush situation? All right, okay. Just remember that these, all right. Okay, so this is a $15 reading, okay, Monica? Just giving you the heads up on that. So I'll let you add the other portion of the reading. All right, we're gonna jump on that. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. All right, let's jump into this reading and find out what is the potential of this crush situation. Okay, what is the potential in this crush situation? All right, so let's see. All right, let's go over here. So again, thank you so much, Monica, for joining the live. And let's see what's coming through here. What's going on with the potential? What is the potential of this crush situation with N? Okay, so it's a situation or it's a crush that you haven't met yet. Okay, let's give me 1 second. Where is that other deck? Because when it's a reading like this, I don't know what the questions may be. So I have to be ready for anything. So I have a whole bunch of... Okay. No, yeah, that's fine, my love. No. I forgot that it doesn't do it that way. No worries, my dear. No worries. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, this doesn't belong here. All right, that belongs in that other deck. Okay, my apologies there. All right, so let's take a look here, Monica. What is the potential crush situation with N? What is the potential crush situation with N? What is the crush situation, the potential of this crush situation between Monica and N? It says peaceful parallel, harmony flows, lives aligned, basking in the serene glow of peace. All right, so something is feeling quite nice here. Okay, now as you know, this is a deck that has information on both ends. Okay, all right, so in the right side, on the right side position, you see two people here looking into each other's eyes. They're face to face with each other with this beautiful full moon in the back. However, the manner in which this came was in reverse. So it's telling me here that indeed you have not seen this person face to face yet. Okay. However, there is a feeling here. So talk about validation confirmation here, right? So this is saying here that this connection, even though you haven't met N yet, they're in the talking process or in the getting to know each other process, if that is happening already. So if both of you are already like texting, having phone calls, getting to know each other, chit-chatting, there may seem this kind of like, all right, I feel comfortable, or I feel like, this could be interesting, right? It doesn't feel difficult to connect maybe intellectually with. It doesn't feel like a person that's difficult to connect with conversation wise. There is a flow here that's coming through. Okay. So this person may feel or may be in a state that they are a little bit more peaceful and relaxed. You may be more peaceful and relaxed. There may be a harmonious type of flow here. Now, lives aligned. Okay, lives aligned. There may be here the potentiality for N and you to have a lot of similarities here in things having to do maybe with your lifestyles, with your likes or dislikes. Maybe, N has children, you have children. It doesn't have to be all these things, but I'm saying it could be aligned to a lot of this. It could also be a person who may have had a similar breakup, separation, or divorce story or experience here in their love life as well. So I feel that the potential here between you, Monica, and N right now, it's coming across as it's flowing, or it could flow easily. Okay. There may be some alignments here. There may be some like I said, commonalities. There could be some common threads here. It says basking in the serene glow of peace. Again, it's coming across peaceful so far. So maybe conversations, maybe not so many butterflies in the stomach, which is good, believe it or not. We don't want too many butterflies in the stomach, because then we get too caught up in the emotions and not so much in the important things that need to be discussed and need to be, pulled back the layers on. Okay. All right. So let's see what else is coming through here. What is the potential of this crush situation between Monica and N? Okay. Look at that. This is beautiful. You have romance here. So there may be here a potential for both of you to feel a sense of connection here, not just friends talking and feeling good in the conversation, which of course that is super important, right? But also here a romantic one. All right. So there may be feelings here, the potential here in the near future for there to be more romance here, for there to be more of an attraction, even if it may not feel like a super heavy emotional attraction right now. Um, just know that in the near future, it can develop in that way. So I'm getting something like a slow build. All right. So there's a potential here for a slow build and this attraction between the both of you. Even though this says romance, there are 3 candles here. So this is coming across as this energy that I'm seeing here clairvoyantly of the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups energy, yes, it's about celebration, but it's also about, and it's about reconciliation and reunion, but I don't feel that that's the context here, unless, this is someone that you've known before, but you say you haven't met them yet. So that's not, connecting here with this message. But what is connecting here with this message energetically in regards to the 3 of Cups is a friendship that may be built here, a friendship over time, and through the friendship, the possibility of 2 people romantically liking each other more. Okay. Remember that I said from this card, I'm telling you, we don't need a lot of cards, but I just bring a lot out because I want to, give you more layer in detail. But like I said here, it feels like something that is going slowly, and, free flowing. Okay. All right, let's see what else is coming through. So they have romance and there is freedom here. All right, this person may be at a distance. I don't know. You haven't mentioned that yet, but it's feeling as there may be quite a distance between you and this person who is between you and N. If it's not that there is a significant distance, physical distance between the both of you, there is a lot of communication having to happen here to bridge the understanding, to make sure that you and this person are very clear in expressing what those important foundation or values may be about. Okay. Like I said, it's feeling energetically here with this freedom card. And by the way, I did write travel at the bottom, right? This may feel like a long distance connection here. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through. What is the potential here? Okay, let's see. Let's see what else is coming through. Oh, actually, we have a deck here. So there could be here, again, the door opening to a long distance relationship or a long distance connection or a connection and separation. And if it's not a long distance relationship, it is a connection that needs to, like, there's a lot of communication that needs to happen here, that needs to be seen. Okay, in order to peel back the intentions. What I'm also getting here is to be, especially if this is a long distance relationship here. Okay, now I know we're looking at the potentiality of this connection, but I also need to tell you ding 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 what my intuition is saying here as well in regards to this romance. Be careful or have an awareness. Don't allow yourself to be wooed or to feel swept away emotionally here. Okay. because especially if it's from a long distance relationship or a long distance, not relationship, it is a connection that's coming from long distance and you haven't met this person, be careful that this doesn't come across as this person using um, love bombing tactics in order to wrap you up emotionally. Okay, because there may be here this sense of um them picking up like, oh yeah, I can do that, and this meaning you, Monica, that you may be easily swoon okay, swooned here by this person. So have your feet very well planted. And although this may feel very new and there may be here some feeling of things moving slowly and maybe things, checking off the boxes here, just be careful, okay? So just keep that in the back of your mind. Friendship is going to be important. Your intuition may because I'm getting spidey senses here with this purple, your third eye chakra. All right, let's see what else. What is the potential of this crush here? Hello, Christopher Parks. Kristen, hello. Welcome. All right, let's see what else is coming through here for you. What is the potential of this crush connection between Monica and N? Yeah, look at that. What didn't I just say this? Validation confirmation. You need to make sure that you have firm boundaries, that this person that you may have met, whether this is online or through some app or something, doesn't use your experiences that you are sharing as means of trying to create an intentional parallel or an intentional, like, let's say, even if the person didn't go through something and they hear like you share like, oh my God, I had such a crazy connection, that they're not taking your vulnerabilities and creating a storyline about themselves so that they can give you that, oh yeah, I've gone through that too. Okay, just be careful. And it's so funny because that's exactly what I was just talking about here with you. Boundaries, hurt, avoiding conversations, not dealing, still upset. Okay, there may be here a request, or you see, I'm telling you, just be careful with this person. Be careful with this connection. And again, I don't know if this is a long distance connection or if this is like a person from very far, or that they live in your city, town, and state, but they just are physically, more apart from you, like distance wise, or if this is someone from way another place. Now, back in the olden days, they used to use, the olden days, I don't know, 1800s or something, maybe even further back, where they used to use pigeons as messenger pigeons. So I'm getting here as messengers. So I'm getting here that this person may actually live very far from you. Okay. If that is the case, and especially because you haven't met this person yet, be careful of this person using your stories as friends, using your storylines to make themselves more connected to you, so that you feel more open to share a lot about yourself, when in reality there may be something here that you just need to be aware of. Okay. You know what's so funny, because I'm hearing the Tinder swindler. Okay, make sure that you're not falling into something, connected to that. All right, make sure that you're not connecting to someone who is, trying to sweep you off your feet. Um, trying to sweep you off your feet, trying to connect with your vulnerabilities here, because that manipulation tactic, and I don't know if you've watched it on Netflix, is a manipulation tactic that sometimes is used here by people who are literally, that's what they do for a living. They get on websites, and they do all these crazy things. Okay, so this is not fear mongering, but it is a reality that we see more and more, happening. So the fact that I'm getting here, this hand saying not today, have your spidey senses very, very sharp in this situation, especially if this person is from another country, from another from another country, or from another state, or like super far away from you, that you can't meet them tomorrow at a local cafe. Okay, I would be just super hesitant and about what their, you know maybe this is like, 90-day fiance, someone who really just wants to, come to this country, and they're just trying to do some emotional um connection here, so just be aware of that, because it's coming across that, especially with this not today. And the fact also that I'm getting more clarity with this independent. Okay, it says going your own way. All right, so it says break out bondage, embark journeys. I told you, I feel this person is in another state, city, town, country, more country than anything else. Okay, so it's definitely coming across as that. So yeah. Okay, you have one, two, you have two cards, and it's actually giving clarification to the other one. Yeah, so I would stick to trying to meet people in my city or town, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying that that's going to lessen anything, because we have people with emotional issues and mental issues all over, everywhere. However, the fact that this person is giving, there's this energy here of giving, of being so far away, especially if it's an international or an abroad type of energy, I'd be just very hesitant to continue a connection that I cannot physically see someone at a cafe on Friday. You know what I mean? So just giving you the heads up on that. As always, giving you all as much clarity as I can before I move. We got to be realistic, right? We all want love, but we want healthy relationships and healthy love. All right. All right, let's take a look here at what else is coming through for you, Monica, in regards to this person. So what is the potential of this crush situation? I'm getting here also that there may be conversations that you may bring up front, that this person may use the manipulation tactic of getting upset or acting like they're hurt, so that they don't have to either talk about that topic or go deeper, or use some sad story situation here, um, you know, in order for them to try to get their way or try to hook this connection even more. But again, it's coming more as a manipulation tactic here. That could be a potential here. Now let's see what else is coming through. Okay, last minute changes, too late, behind schedule. Yeah, this person may use I'm going to do that so you could see it. This person may use the tactics of, I'm busy, that's why I didn't call you, or we live in different time zones, and so it's difficult. Again, there's something about emotionally hooking here. So I'm getting 1, 2, 3 cards, 4 cards here of breaking away from the situation or breaking away from this person or this potentiality here that this person may be trying to create in a connection with you or you with this person. So the first is freedom. Okay, again, breaking free here, some sort. And of course, it says travel. So again, something about long distance here. I feel here that listen, do I feel like you're going to fall for something here? No, I don't feel you're going to fall for it because it's coming through in a reading, right? Although this is for information, entertainment purposes only, there's an awareness here that's opening up for you. And so you're becoming more aware of, yeah, this could be this type of energy that this person is bringing forth. So you have one, freedom, liberation, walking away from. Then you have not today. Okay. You also have here independent, going your own way, breaking out of bondage. And if you take a look at someone getting out of the cage or birds getting out of the cage. So again, there's a sense of, trying to link someone emotionally, and that could be him, trying to make sure that there's an emotional link here slowly by being friends, by making sure that there's this like, oh my God, what a coincidence. I also had a connection that was like that, trying to find parallels or similarities. But you being aware of this now, okay, because it's coming through in the reading. So again, something here about last minute changes. Okay, so there could be like, all of a sudden when you make it difficult or when there's a sense of like you bringing tough questions, if this is a connection that you want to still pursue, there may be here a little bit of hesitation. It's like once you're emotionally hooked, it's kind of like this person, kind of like letting go, like letting days pass, just so that you can, where are you? I'm worried about you. Is everything okay? I miss you, that type of thing. So that's the energy that I'm getting here, And again, this is an awareness for you to have. But let's see. I was gonna go for, oh yeah, this one. Let's see here what's coming through. Let me bring this one out. But just be aware of what I am saying. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of that energy. And honestly, if I were you, just because of the tendency of that Tinder swindler. And by the way, there's a Netflix, there's another Netflix show. Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. Oh, damn, what was the name of it? I'm gonna have to turn on Netflix and see. Where it's a whole series about people who, were in situations that, went left, with people like online and things like that. So again, just be mindful. Like I said, I feel heavy love bombing, heavy I miss you. I can't, I've been looking at your picture a lot. Oh my gosh, that same thing happened to me. This is destiny. This is meant to be, that type of energy. Look at that. Look at that. You just saw that. I didn't even bother to cut the deck. It says, beware who you trust. So I'm happy that you're asking this question because there's something here that you need to be aware of. Okay? The wolf in sheep's clothing. By the way, there are 2 cards here. Beware who you trust. And then right behind, triumphed over adversity. This person may want to, again, come across as someone who has endured a lot and who has overcome a lot. There's something about the sense of strength that they want to show. They want to show, like, you can count on them, you can rely on them, you can trust them. That's not going to happen with me, because I know what it is to feel in this, that type of, what I mean? So I'm getting that type of energy here. But I mean, look, I didn't even cut the deck. That just jumped out there for you. Okay, again, something to pay attention to. And what's interesting here is that you have the wolf, again, beware who you trust, and you have the knight saying triumph over adversity. And how this is coming across here energetically is that although this person may have this intention, you're going to be like on the up and up in regards to this. You are going to be able to cut through the BS. You're going to be able to cut through the feeling of wanting to be swooned. And again, even though there may be here kind of this, let me tell you, I understand this energy too, because I was actually recently on a dating app, and I just completely was like, I'm not doing this anymore, because there's so much trickery that happens. I just rather do single meetups in person, where you do speed dating. You meet the person then and there, and you meet like 10 or 20 people, and it's in a safe environment. Everybody's a single, and if 2 people are interested in each other, then the you know the person in charge or whatever of the meetup ensures that both of you get each other's information. Not that I'm saying that that's going to eliminate coming across the wrong type of person or someone who, you know what I mean, but it may lessen it a little bit. There's more of you actually meeting someone in person, and that being a little bit more of that. And I feel here that this knight again has its sword ready to cut through the BS here of this person that you may be starting to trust, that you're starting to open up your emotions towards, that you may really like. You may really like this person. There may be, starting up feelings here. Okay, you may have even felt like, wow, finally my love life is moving. It's flowing. There's a harmonious flow here. But what you're not seeing is maybe other elements here that could be happening behind the scenes. Let's see what else is coming through. There's a lot coming through in regards to this potential. And you know what? Sometimes we just got to kiss a lot of toads before we find the right one. So there is nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Let's see what's coming through here. All right, I'm gonna have 2 more decks, and then I'm gonna give you actually, yeah, 2 more decks. This deck and this one, and then I'm gonna jump into giving you a advice. Okay, return to joy. We are here to experience joy. And again, what did I just say a little while ago? You may have started feeling with this end person like, oh, wow, something is starting to flow. I'm starting to feel happy. And one of the things that I'm getting here in regards to that, and by the way, I'm going to put that there because I want to get more information. One of the things that I'm getting in regards to that is to remember that you are happy already. You have to be in a state of feeling completely at 100%, fully empowered, fully like, listen, wait, to a point where if someone is trying to love bomb you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you are already giving that love to yourself. So that love bombing, and I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but that love bombing of a manipulation tactic that someone else could bring into a connection is not going to work with you because your feet are deeply planted in reality, and you may come across as like, okay, yeah, that's great, but let's talk about the important things that we need to talk about. So someone who is coming to a connection healed or already pouring that love into themselves, you're not seeking that validation. So, because you're not seeking that validation, you're going to move very differently in your connection or in that talking stage. You're going to go straight to the nitty gritty. You're going to be more logical and rational. You're going to say to yourself, well, you know what are the chances that me, meeting somebody from abroad, you know, is going to work when, I would like to see this person more often or get to know them, or, you know what I mean? So there's certain things here, you know, that just you need to be in awareness about. All right. Let's take a look at what else is coming through. And then and then I'm going to bring something else out for you. But yeah, I mean, you're looking like you've got it together, though. You're looking like, listen, I'm approaching this from a let's see what's going on rather than, this is the person I'm talking to and I'm head over heels and, oh my God, I think this is the one. And is this person the one? You know what I mean? Like it's coming across like, okay, listen, I just want to know more about what's going on here with this person. And again, there's just no matter what, decks I bring out, it's just saying be aware of that potential here, of that scenario. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through for you. And you have here, yeah, this person may want to speed something up in regards to, listen, this could be something having to do with like, citizenship, or again, I'm getting this sense of like sending money, helping somebody out, that type of energy. And just be aware. Okay, just be aware that this may be the type of person that there's maybe an underlying motive here. I'm not saying that there has to be. Look at that. I just talked about finances, right? That someone is, not as what they may seem. Just be careful with that. Person who talks about moving in together right away, about getting married right away, and you haven't met them fully yet, red flag. Okay. Or, let me borrow $50, or, you know what I mean? Or sending this message of like, they need something. I'm just saying, just be careful. Let's see what else is coming. Okay, let's do that again because that was like a weird cut here. Remember, if someone has, again, someone who has motives, they're not going to want to waste their time. So the more difficult things get, the more that they're going to be a little bit more, they're going to lose interest. They're going to be like, man, I can't get money from this person. I can't love bomb them. I can't, manipulate them. So they're going to probably go to another person or another victim or another, you know what I mean? Abundance. Okay. Keep a positive mindset. So whatever this may be about, okay, in regards to, hello, divine timing. Thank you so much. I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, my love? However this may potentially play out for you, Monica, however this potentially may play out for you, do not be disheartened, okay? Do not be disheartened. Allow yourself to look at things in a positive way. Say to yourself, what is the type of person that I want? Do you really want to have a connection with someone who lives so far away that you're not going to be able to connect with them regularly? Is that really the type of connection you want to have? Right? You really need to sit down and say to yourself, well, what are the important elements? If having someone who lives near your city, town, and state is important to you, then make sure that the energy that you're putting towards your dating scene is towards those important elements, that it's not coming across as you're just taking anything and throwing it to the wall and see what sticks. You see what I'm saying? That's not the type of way to kind of ensure that you have a really good foundation. So this is talking about, yes, you may be in a position where you're ready to date, you're open to the possibility, but also be realistic in the important elements that you need in order to make or to create or to pour into a healthy connection. And one of those things are being able to see the person on a regular basis, being able to say, hey, listen, this weekend, when you're dating someone, you should automatically, this is not just me, this is coming from dating coaches and so forth. You should be seeing the person at the beginning once a week in person, meaning a live in-person date. They should be asking you out an in-person date once a week for the first couple of weeks, or at least the first couple of months. After that first month, it should be twice a week. This person should be, striving for it. And that doesn't have to be something expensive and fancy, but hey, listen, I would like to see you. Let's get a cup of coffee, or let's do, a lunch or something like that. And it should increasingly get more and more. That is part of having that connection. That's going to be super important. Okay. So don't lose hope because of maybe the potentiality here is saying there could be red flags here. You see what I'm saying? So this is saying just be aware, okay? Because, continue to manifest. And this is, wow, exactly what I just said. It says keep a positive mindset. That's number one. Number two, manifest exactly what you want. Okay? Distance is going to be a very important key element. That's going to be super important, because if you're not going to be able to see someone regularly, that, it may bring us challenges later, So, wow, that was very, very telling there. All right, let's take a look here at, all right, let's give you the last deck here. And this deck is about advice for you, okay? So let's see what advice. Hello, divine timing. Thank you so much. I am going to start your reading in 2 seconds, okay, my dear? Just give me 2 seconds. Thank you so much, Monica. Monica, thank you so much for being part of the reading today. I'm happy. Hold on a second. I'm happy that you came and did this reading, because this is now you have your awareness way open. And now you have the ability to go back to the drawing board. It's fine. Sometimes we got to go to the drawing board more than once. And you really got to look at What is important here? What is important, healthy, in order to create a connection? Because this is coming across, hold on. There are cards here that were flipped already, so I just want to make sure that that's not the case. Yeah. All right, this is looking good. Sorry about that. Yeah, we don't want to rush into anything, and we definitely want to manifest exactly what we are looking for. So you got to go back to the drawing board, look at the manifestation list, and keep tweaking it. And that's what this is. I'm going to tell you right now. I've been single for 2 years. It's going to be 2 years now in October. I've been single for 2 years, and every time I go out on a date, I freaking go back home and I tweak my list. I'm like, okay, no. this is not what you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those type of energies, here this is what's talking about. But with time, you're going to, trust me, you're going to find the right person for you. You're going to meet the right person for you. Okay, look at this. You see how thick this is? There are almost 90 cards in this deck. And look at the one that came out for you for your advice. And after I finish this advice, I'm going to jump into divine timing's question. Your advice here is, listen to this, Monica. You're caught in a repeating pattern or patterns, unable to make new choices in the current situation. There's something here in this connection that you are starting to repeat a pattern, and you may not even notice it. So you need to really, after this reading, take a step back and really take a look at what is it here that you, number one, are attracting this individual. That's number one. And number two, what seems to be a reoccurring pattern on the manner in which you talk or select people to get to know in regards to a relationship, okay? So it says here, you're caught in repeating patterns, unable to make new choices in the current situation, which is your love life. It says release outdated ideas and connect with your intuition. I talked about that because I told you that there's a lot of purple here. Okay. It says release outdated ideas, connect with your intuition, and seek entirely completely different. I told you, got to go back to the drawing board. New insights. Okay. So you're still in the process of moving up that mountain. You're doing well. Like I said, continue to stay positive. Okay. Continue to be optimistic, but go back to the drawing board and really look at more important elements here that are going to be very important for you to attract the right person that you can see often and that they can see you as well. Okay. That being said, Monica, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. I'm happy that you stopped by today. Hopefully you've gotten some sort of clarity here in regards to this long distance connection, because I want to say when I looked at divine timing, I saw that here. There goes my Delulu short, that, and you see, you even wrote it yourself. Look what you wrote. There goes my Delulu short-lived crush. So what pattern do you have that you keep going back to, getting swept off your feet very quickly because someone is interested in you? So remember, don't confuse, validation with falling in love with someone. Okay? Two different things. All right? You wrote, yes, very far. Oh, red flag, because that came out in the reading. It says, yes, we are from different countries. Yeah, there you go. And this is so funny because, yep, there you go. There you go, Monica. That came through very clearly here for you. Monica, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope this has given you much more clarity. Remember that card there Don't continue to do the same pattern of behavior. If you have delulu tendencies, you need to continue to heal that. What is a part of you that continues to reach for validation or reach for ego stroking or being paid attention to in a way from a man? So those are just things that you need to be aware of. Okay, my love? Thank you so much, my dear. And now we're going to go and jump into the reading for divine timing. Hello, divine timing. Thank you so much for your love, loyalty, and support. I'm going to jump into your reading. Let me take a look here at what your question is so that I can set up different cards here. I was approached with a job opportunity. Would this be a good move for me? Advice. Okay, so let's take a look at the opportunity. Let me know. I'm gonna suggest this spread for you or this question. Let me know if this resonates with you. What do I need to know about this potential job opportunity? So that gives us the opportunity to see everything that may be connected potentially to that situation. All right, divine timing, let me know if that works for you, because if it does, that's the question that we're going to ask here. All right, wonderful. As long as you're okay with it, we're good. All right, just give me some time here because I'm just getting do me a favor, can you write down the wording that I just used before I forget? Because I'm here like multitasking. I'm clearing this for you. So just go back to the a little red thing, go back, listen to what I just said, and then put the question in there, if you don't mind, while I clear the table here for the new reading, okay? All right. Give me 1 second here. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me go grab my career deck also, because I have a career deck and I have another deck. I'll be right back, divine timing, okay? Give me 1 second. All right, divine timing, just give me 1 second here. Of course, the one deck that I didn't think I was going to need is the deck that I don't have here. No worries. I did find another one that I do want to use. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. So let's jump into this reading. Okay. All right. Thank you, Divine Timing. You wrote, what do I need to know about this potential job opportunity? Perfect. All right. So let's take a look here at what's coming through for you. Okay. What do you need to know about this potential job opportunity? Okay. All right. Let's see what's coming through. Thank you again, Divine Timing, for taking part in the reading. And let's see what's coming through for you. So let's see here, Divine Timing. What is the potential? What do you need to know about this potential job opportunity, Divine Timing? What do you need to know? What do you need to know about this potential job opportunity? Oh, it is. Oh my God, right in front of my face. It is. And I wasn't even seeing it. Okay. Let's see what's coming through. All right. So what does Divine Timing need to know about this potential job opportunity? Okay. So I'm getting here purity. Okay. And this is coming across as this energy of something coming in, something very new. There may be some new skills that you're going to need to either refresh on. It's either a new skills or skill, or new like brushing up on something here. Okay. I'm also getting here, you may be offered something that you feel may be out of your usual talents here. Maybe something here about, I'm getting something like very new, like maybe like a new role, a new position. There's something here about brushing up on something here. Okay. So I'm getting like you needing to brush up on something, because this may be a new role, a new position. Okay. What I'm getting here with this, and you have abundance coming right behind it. You may be a little bit hesitant if you should even go in that direction, but so far, it's not coming across like it's a bad idea. It just, you may feel like a fish out of the water in regards to that job opportunity. So there may be something within yourself that you feel like it may be different than what you expected, or maybe there's either a skill here that there may be commonalities, but it may not be exactly what you used to do before. There's something here about you feeling a little bit hesitant about it because of that snow. Okay. I mean, it's coming across as something that's what you need to know. There's abundance here, but something, don't allow what I'm getting here with this is don't allow your past experiences in other jobs to make you feel like you can't succeed in this job opportunity, because it's coming across as that there's a clean slate type of energy here, which is why there's this white, there's a white wolf here. So this may be a new role, a new position, new skill sets. And it's as if you are the person, because remember, this is you here, the wolf. You are feeling not sure. You're feeling like, should I go or should I not? You are the one who's kind of stuck into allowing yourself to get out of your comfort zone, because there may be something here that's not what you're used to. Okay. And that's how this is coming across. There's something here that's, again, it's either a new position, new talent, new skills, something that you're not used to doing or not used to doing in that way. And that may frighten you. That may hold you right in your tracks, hence the wintry scene. That fear or concern, or am I going to do a great job because I don't know, I've never done this before, or I've never been in that position before, or I've never been a job where I have to learn a new skill set. That's how this is coming across here energetically, right? But what's also here coming through, remember, this is all that you need to know in regards to this new job opportunity, is that while you may be thinking or feeling a sense of apprehension or uncertainty, and that may be stopping you in your tracks, there, on the other side of it, there may be here great abundance. And even if, and I'm getting here, this newness may be actually very good for you, because there may be a new skill set that you will learn. There's something new here that you're going to come across that could open up more opportunities later on, whether it be in this job, or, now again, this is just the beginning of your reading. I mean, we have a lot more to go, but whether this is maybe a skill set that you're going to need to learn for something later on. But what's interesting is that this energy that I'm getting here, it's you stopping yourself. Because it's not that the opportunity isn't good. It looks like it's an abundant opportunity. Again, I just started your reading. I still, I like to uncover and peel back layers here, but it's coming across as like this could be an abundant opportunity, but you're stopping yourself here. That's why you have that snow here. You're delaying something. Okay? Maybe because you feel like a fish out of the water in regards to this. And what's interesting is that this is coming across as, I don't know if you see this, I don't know if the camera could pick it up, but this wolf has two different eye colors. And what that is saying here is that you have a uniqueness here. There's something about you that you're going to be able to tap into, like an untapped potential inside of you, that you may not see that now, but with time, you could be really good at something here. Listen, there's a uniqueness about you. There's a quality about you that if you go to this interview, or if you, I don't know, whatever this is, someone is going to see, whether it's the person who interviews you or whether this is some type of networking situation where someone sees your potential in a way that you may not see your own potential. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, um, I'm actually a published book author, but before I published my book, I would never thought about publishing a book ever. That was never in my list of to do. But I was writing, and I remember a friend of mine in a conversation that I said, you know what, I have so much material, might as well write a book and, make it into a book. But I was joking. I wasn't seriously saying this like, oh yeah, I should, do, like I wasn't aiming to write a book. I just said that jokingly. And my friend, may he rest in peace, I remember still to this day, said, well, you should. And I'm like, what? What? No, I have no knowledge about that. I don't know what to do. And my friend was like, you should do it. And I did it, and this may be that type of energy here for you. And it's coming across as someone else may be seeing your uniqueness. You see, this wolf doesn't know, right? Wolves don't look in front of their mirror. So the wolf would never know that it holds something super unique, which is the two different color eyes. Only someone else looking at that wolf from the outside can say, wow, there's something so unique about that wolf. But the wolf itself may not realize its own uniqueness. And so there could be something here connected to that storyline, because my guides are like, yeah, like in your case. I'm like, in my case. And I'm thinking, like, when was it a time that I felt this way? And it was when I published my first book. There's abundance here. There's some type of growth that could happen here with this new job opportunity. You may not see it as that way right now, but there's a opportunity here for you to excel in it if you get out of your own way. Okay? If you get out of your own way, you could learn something here. And even if it's not, something that may be for a forever type of job, you learn what you need to learn so that you can take those lessons and that skill and apply it maybe in something else later on. But I don't know. Let's see what else is coming through. Yeah, there could be someone here seeing your potential and maybe you're not seeing it and you're kind of caught up. You're stuck because that snow is, kind of like something's not growing, something's not moving. And it's because there's a newness here that this wolf isn't sure about, or let's see what else is coming through. So let me go back to the question. It says, I was wait, no, where is it? What does divine timing need to know? What does divine timing need to know about this potential job opportunity? Let's see. Light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to the world. I don't know what job industry this may be in, but whatever job industry this may be in, there may be a purpose here, either in this job or something that else you may want to bring to the world. I'm feeling here you need to be very sure about what you want in regards to your life purpose, and say to yourself Does this opportunity help me in whatever life purpose or soul purpose I want for myself? Because this new role may be a stepping stone for you to learn something that is going to be useful and abundant for you, right? It's going to be useful and abundant for you in the long run. And if you are connected to a soul purpose that you feel, right? That your soul purpose is to help others, to enlighten others, to support others, to move in that direction, because you really feel that that's what you were meant to do here, to help people. Or maybe this is a noble profession. I'm not saying it's education, but it, for example, like teaching, like being a nurse, being a doctor, being a firefighter, whatever this is, firefighter, law enforcement, okay? And again, those are just examples of professions that are noble professions. Like you're doing an act of service for others in the public sphere. So if you feel, again, I know nothing about this job opportunity, but it's coming through as, if you feel that this job opportunity is very much connected to your life purpose and your soul purpose, then this new role, new job, new something, if you feel it's aligned to this purpose, may be a new opportunity for you to gain new skills and new insight and have even another stream of income coming in, because this may be a stepping stone for something more later on. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what else is coming through. Look at that. Didn't I just mentioned this to you, my dear. I just said this could be something like a noble purpose here, a noble cause, like a noble job, like teaching, nurse, doctor, firefighter, lawyer, an advocate or something. You know what I mean? Whatever this role is, it may place you, it may be different. It may be different than what you're used to, but you're going to be connecting to helping others here. The same exact words I just mentioned here. Let me, validation, confirmation. I'm going to read this to you. It says your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing. It could be children or something connected to children. And I don't know what this job is about. Only you know, okay? But if it's connected to children, this may be a good opportunity for you. There may be a really good chance that this job is really a good opportunity for you here. If it's not more money, it's going to be more knowledge that could lead to more money at some point. I don't know. This is looking good so far. And you know what's funny is that this is looking good. What's causing here some sort of stuck energy is the way you are looking at this new role, new position, new job, new skill set. Because it's gonna, like I said before, and I said this at the top of the reading, it feels like you are going to feel like a fish out of the water at the beginning. And so that is what's causing you this hesitation. That's what's causing you to second guess yourself in a way. Because it's like, oh my God, I know nothing about this, or this is so new. I've never really, like, I have had experience in fill in the blank, but not so much in this new role. And so there's a part of you here that may be limiting your ability to grow and to get out of your headspace and really allow yourself just to, again, it's like this, allow yourself to open yourself up to an opportunity here for you that could be very beneficial. for you, actually. Okay. So far, this is looking good. And I get it. Listen, I'm not, I'm not criticizing or judging. That's not what I'm doing. I am definitely telling you clearly that I understand this energy, because I've been in a position, not in my career, but more so, when I wrote my first and published my book many years ago. That's how I felt. I felt like I was like, I know nothing about publishing and I know nothing. Well, guess what? I went out and learned, and sure enough, I have a published book. Okay. And so that may be something very much connected to this energy here, where again, this may push you out of your comfort zone, but it's going to be something beneficial here in the long run, whether it's a new skill that you learn or more money that you're going to make in this new role. And there's something here about you have the natural ability to work with people. You have the natural ability. And by the way, in both, it says helping, teaching, or healing. Okay, your purpose is to bring divine healing light and love to this world. There is a part of you. You may be an empath. You may be a person who connects to children, to families, there's some empathy that you have that you would really, this job would benefit you. Again, just it's about you getting out of your comfort zone. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. This is super interesting. Look at this. What are the chances that two different decks, and you saw me shuffle. By the way, I've never used this one on the air on my lives yet. Because I've never had the opportunity to use them, because I always this is more of a career deck. And guess what you have here? Divine timing. I want to share that with you. Power of prayer. Look at that. Power of prayer is right behind it. Listen to this. You just saw me shuffle, so no cherry picking here. Listen to this. Positivity, faith, and optimism. Again, we get an angel connecting to, children, animals. Okay. There is some beautiful quality about you, hon. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're, second guessing yourself, you're doubting yourself. There may be some self-esteem issues here rooted somewhere. You're a diamond, and maybe you don't feel like you're a diamond, okay? But you are. And this is basically saying what I've been feeling at the top of the reading. Look what it says here. Positivity. What I'm telling you here, that's not happening because you're not looking at the bright side. You're looking at what you can't do. You're looking at the uncertainty. You're looking at, oh my God, I'm stuck in fear. You're stuck in fear and uncertainty here with this purity. Because this is saying this is a brand new beginning for you, but you're a little bit hesitant here with the snow. So you're afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Okay. But you got to do it. If you listen, there's something here that's really good for you. Some experience here. It says you open the doorway to positive experiences. There you go. And excuse me, and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I said. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path you are on. Keep the faith and keep going. There you go. Listen, so far, this opportunity is looking good. This opportunity, and it's interesting because right behind this card, you have the power of prayer. And what I'm getting here is you've been praying, hoping, wishing Um, you've been hoping, wishing for something, okay? You've been hoping, wishing for something, and this may be an opportunity. It may be a blessing in disguise. If you feel called, not not by anything other than your life purpose, if you feel this serves your life purpose, okay, where you may be going into a new role. And let me tell you something, you can start off new, and before you know it, because of your positive parts here, your calling in life, you may turn this new position either one or two things. This new position, you're going to learn some lessons, skills, or something that you're going to either bank on in this job, or there may be something here about you maybe even moving up the ladder either in this new role or in other. It's going to open the opportunity for you to learn what you got to learn here, take that knowledge, take that experience, and that new knowledge, new experience, new role, and then become, boom, go up the ladder of success. If this job opportunity doesn't allow it now, there may be an opportunity for you to then go into another job opportunity, but with the skill set that you've learned in this one, to be in a leadership role. So it's either you're going to end up in a leadership role here. Okay. So remember, abundance could come in different ways. Abundance could be literally tangible money, or it could be intangible. What do I mean by intangible abundance? It means, listen, I might not make a lot of money, but I'm going to gain a lot of experience. And so maybe it's not valuable, intangible, but that skill set or that job, I'm going to learn new knowledge, new skills, new talent that could eventually place me in a position where either A, I move up and climb the ladder of success in this current job, or I take this valuable knowledge somewhere else when the time comes that I feel like I've learned so much from this new role, this new skill set, this new talent, this new fill in the blank, where it's only going to increase the skill set I already have, which is wanting to connect and help with others. So this could go in in different ways. This is also saying here the power of prayer, and maybe you've been asking, hoping, wishing for an opportunity. And who knows, if you've been asking, hoping, wishing for an opportunity, and an opportunity is landing in your lap, so to speak, this may be the universe in a way giving you a green light, maybe not in the way that you were expecting, but definitely in a way that you can bank on this later, because there's a sense here of needing to learn something here because it's new. But once you got the hang of it, it's like, boom, you're going to fly. Okay. So this is saying, give the situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles, especially if this opportunity landed on your lap, like you weren't even thinking about it and it just came to you without you even noticing it, or in a very different way than how you go about going out there looking for a job. I would take a second look at this opportunity. It says, heaven's unlimited resource, love, and answers are waiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance the universe gives you in response to your prayers. So if you've been praying for something and now it's landed on your lap, there may be some important connection here. Knowledge or money that could be coming in, or a better position later on. But yeah, that's what's coming through here for you. All right, let me see what is going on here, because I haven't taken a look here. Briss, welcome, Briss. You're up next, my dear. Let me see, because I have no context to what I am reading here. And I love to do cold readings, as I always do, because that shows you what's coming up on my end. And if it's resonating, then, there's something, to take a look at here. So you wrote, what do I need to know about this potential job opportunity? It would be new. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's the same thing I said. I'm nervous about the pay and how it would affect me long term. Okay. So you're focusing on the pay. All right. That makes sense, because things are not getting any cheaper. Okay. It says the job isn't posted yet, but someone who works there is trying to get me the job. Okay. That is ringing true with what I said earlier in regards to feeling like other people may see you as a great, like they see your skill set. I have a hard time believing in myself. Yep, that came through also. It's for family intervention court. Okay. Like, okay. Court. Okay. I'm working as a case manager at a subset. I'm loving this. So basically, all right. So this is how, okay. All right. We need to be realistic with pay cuts too, right? So this is the thing here. Just because just because a posting is coming in at a lower rate doesn't mean it has to stay at a lower rate. When you go for that interview, if you so choose to move in that direction, I would, throw in there that like, if they ask you, like, what are you looking for ooh, who's under me? Okay, I'm sorry, I thought my puppy was under me. You want something to be closer to what you're getting paid. Okay, so you could actually negotiate how much someone is placing a barrier. Remember, what someone is saying that they're willing to pay versus where your skill set is at, and maybe your managerial abilities. Okay, so if they really need to fill in this position and they've been looking and looking and looking and looking, they may not meet you where you are at, maybe in what you're getting paid now. But hey, why not try? Throw it out there. This is what I'm getting paid now. And, you could say something like, even though I know this may be a little bit different in, maybe in the sector, but I have valuable qualities here that can very easily, transition into this role. So I have my expertise, my leadership. Like, you got to sell yourself. You got to make sure you sell yourself to the point where this company sees you as an asset. So you got to go in there like, listen, not like with an attitude, but with the self-confidence that you are indeed of meriting maybe a higher pay. Okay. If they're unable to do that, then you can very easily say, you don't have to give them a yes right then and there. You could easily say, okay, give me 24 hours to think about this opportunity. Now, here's the thing. divine timing that I want to talk about. And Briss, I'm so sorry. I'm going to start your reading in about 5 minutes. Okay, my love? What I want to say this to you is, what I want to mention to you is this. Okay. Because I'm getting the scenario here very clear. There are always pros and cons to anything. Okay. So not every job or everything connected to a job is connected to dollar and cents. What do I mean by that? Of course, that's what makes the world go round. Listen, I'm not saying that money is not important. Okay. But I'm saying really look at this opportunity. There may be, for example, maybe you're getting paid higher at your current job, and this is just hypothetical, but maybe you have to work on weekends, or maybe you have to be on call, or maybe you can't fill in the blank. Maybe the hours are longer, or maybe you always got to be, on alert. Maybe there isn't a cutoff between you and your current job where there's this kind of like you always have to be on call type of energy, right? And again, these are just multiple scenarios, hypothetical scenarios that I'm bringing up. But that's the reason why that job is paying more. Maybe this job may not be paying more, but there may be shorter hours. Maybe you have more of a family and work balance. Maybe you actually don't have to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Maybe, there's a clear boundary of what your role is. And maybe you're only focusing on that specific role. So you don't have the stress of multiple things. So although dollars and cents matter, and I'm not saying that they don't, so don't, misquote me here. Money is important, but the quality of life is super important too, right? I've met people who make 6-figure incomes who don't have the opportunity to go on a vacation without worrying about work. You see what I'm saying? So they're making 6-figure salaries, sometimes even, that's super impressive, but they can't take a break from work because everything revolves around them being 100% hands-on because of their position or the role that they play. So that is something, as I say, food for thought for you to consider here in regards to this opportunity. Okay. I want to bring, I'm going to bring this deck and then one more, and then we're going to end the reading. Okay. But a lot has come through here in regards to this. Very, very, very interesting. All right. Divine timing. So divine timing, we're going to continue with you. Briss, you are up next. Okay. All right, let's close this reading for you. We have 2 more decks, so we still have some more layers here to uncover. Let's see what else. So, there's always a high price to pay if you're getting paid more money, right? And yes, like I said, money is important. That's what makes the world go round. But abundance and prosperity is different to different people. So I could be in a position where I am, in a higher position, and let's pretend in something else. But do I want the stress and the responsibility? Because remember, if there's a high stress job, eventually that chips away at your health and your energy with time. So again, this is something that you need to consider. Okay. Yeah. So let's see what else is coming through for you here. Divine timing. And you have here, yep, you're going to need to take into consideration everything that came out through in this reading. Take your time. Don't take too much time, because then you're going to miss the opportunity if you really are looking at it as like you really want it. But take the time to consider all the factors that were uncovered here in this reading. Okay. And don't get caught up in your head. All right. Don't get too caught up in your head. All right. Wow. What a beautiful reading here. Divine timing. And yeah, let me know. Keep me posted here. Again, remember, we just came out of a solar eclipse, and solar eclipses are all about opportunities of new beginnings. So this does make sense here, that this new opportunity came for you after the solar eclipse. So it makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, I'm like, I see something flipped over, but I couldn't find it. Okay, found it now. All right. All right. Divine timing. Let's see. What is the advice here for divine timing in regards to this job? So there's a lot that you need to consider. There's a lot of things that you need to weigh, and allow yourself not to get too caught up in your head, and allow your, look at your, your expenses, look at what isn't tangible. Okay. The stresses that you are perhaps going through right now at your current job. And then you make the call. Okay. You make the call on what you feel prosperity and abundance is for you. Okay. I have to say this, and this is just, again, this is just me. I've chosen to do things very differently. I don't always go towards money, because sometimes money is going to require me to not be able to devote time to other things that I can do for myself. You see what I'm saying? So everyone sees success and abundance and prosperity in very different ways. And it's fine. If you're like, listen, the money is super important for me because of, and I get it, then that's fine. You go with that. And if you're in a position where, yeah, I make all this money, but am I really enjoying it? Do I have a moment of rest? Do I feel satisfied? Do I feel good about what I'm doing? Am I still passionate about what I'm doing? Then maybe it's like, well, why not try something new? All right. That being said, all right. Embrace passion. Exactly what I just said. I was just talking about passion, and that's the message that you get here. Okay, so again, you're gonna need to take the time. Okay, I'm gonna move that over. That wasn't okay. You're gonna need time to think about this one though. Okay, it says recent experiences have quickened your heartbeat, reminding you to chase your dreams. It is an insight from the Akashic truth, revealing that this path leads to abundance. I'm not making this up right now. I feel there's something about this job, man, that's really good for you. I don't know what it may be, but it's something. Do not stifle this enthusiasm. Pursue it wholeheartedly. And then you see money coming from the sky. There's something valuable here. I'm going to bring this up again. These messages are for entertainment purposes only, but there you go. I mean, what is the, coincidence here that the same exact conversation we've been having here for a bit is exactly the message here for you. Okay. So again, take all that into consideration. Okay. And figure out what works best for you and your family. All right. That being said, in divine timing, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and your support. Thank you again for your super chat. And I hope this has brought clarity in how you are going to take a look at this opportunity, and how you may kind of figure out how that's going to go for you. Okay, so again, The power of prayer or manifestation here is definitely coming through. I hope this is giving you some type of clarity here. Okay, divine timing. Yeah, let me know how that works out for you here. Take a look at the unexpected messages or unexpected messages. Those are coming all out. And hopefully this is giving you the insight. Don't fear. You have a lot of beautiful qualities here. I mean, your guides are telling you here you have a very, very great opportunity to really give to others in your profession or in your career or in your job. So don't lose that passion. And again, however, whichever way you go here is going to be good, but it's really looking like there's something valuable here for you in the long run. Again, if it's not now, it could be in the near future. You could be the head of something later on, or you could be in a managerial position later on. But again, we all need to start somewhere. Okay, so there you go. All right, divine timing, thank you so much for your love, your loyalty, and support. Thank you so much. Up next, we have Briss. Hello, Briss, my love. How are you, my dear? Let's see what's coming through. What is the question that you have? You have Pisces, what's potentially unfolding with in general, not necessarily romantically. Okay, good. So let's take a look at that. Okay. What is unfolding here between Briss and Nelson? I'm sorry, Wilson. Who is Nelson? Where did I get Nelson from? Wilson. I don't know. Where did I get Nelson from? It'll be funny if that person has someone in their family named Nelson. Or your family. Okay. That's funny. Hello, here at work, being productive. Divine Timing said, thank you again. You're very welcome, my dear. Okay, Briss. Let's see what's coming through for you in regards to this specific question. Thank you again for tuning in and for stopping by. All right, let's see here. What's the potential unfolding here? Just in general, and we'll see what pops through. What is the general unfolding here between being rerouted here? Hold on. What is the general unfolding here with Nelson? And I keep saying Nelson, Wilson and Briss. Who the heck is Nelson? I don't even know a Nelson. How about that? Isn't that interesting? I don't know a Nelson at all. I keep saying Nelson. All right. I don't know. Maybe someone who's watching maybe has a Nelson. All right. And if that is, that may be a sign, symbol, synchronicity that there may be some messages here in this reading, in this super chat. Not maybe this reading. This reading is for Briss, but all right. All right, Briss. Let's see what's coming through. What is the potential unfolding here with Wilson? Okay. Potential unfolding. Now, I know you said not romantic, not necessarily romantically, but we're going to go in different directions here. So it's not going to be just romantic. I'm going to use other decks, but I just want to get the baseline here. What's potentially unfolding with Wilson? Briss and Wilson. Faith's heaven. Believe in the safety of your return as every journey leads back to comfort. Okay. So what I'm getting here in regards to the unfolding here, I do feel that you and Wilson, there is a level of comfortability here. Okay. All right. What is potentially unfolding? Hold on one second. Let me see. We work together. Hold on one second. We work together. there had been some attraction right now. Okay, no worries. It's fine. Let's get to the bottom of it. Which is funny because even though you said it's not connected to like it's not necessarily love, my guides were like, no, you got to get the love deck. So that's giving validation confirmation on what I was getting here. So it says faith's haven, believe in the safety of your return, as if two people may have separated for a bit, or there's a little bit of a wedge between you and Wilson. And I'll show you this message, of course, as every journey leads back to comfort. Okay. So as there may be a wedge here right now at this moment in time. Again, you agree, like that's basically what you have there, but this came out before you wrote that. So this is giving validation confirmation. So although there may be a wedge here, maybe two people may have separated emotionally a little bit right now at this moment in time, there may be a little bit, of this distance here. Now this is the thing, with every journey leads back to comfort is coming across as there's been this kind of wedge here. This Wilson has resorted back to what makes Wilson feel comfortable. This person may go back to their whatever it is, their pattern, maybe go back to whatever they feel comfortable in here. There may have been an uncomfortable discussion, disagreement, or bumping of the heads here. There may have been a different perspective. There may have even been a conversation here that just did not sit well with Wilson, and he reverted back to running mode, meaning running away from the reality of something that you may have brought to the surface. So you may have addressed something because it needed to be addressed, and instead of working with the sense of uncomfortability, what this person resorted to is going back into their shell, or back into a silent treatment, or withholding themselves. You see what I'm saying? Retracting back into their turtle shell. Now, here's the thing that I'm getting with this energy. This is Wilson's MO in regards to many things that he has dealt with in his life. It is a fight or flight response. Either he's going to confront it in an aggressive way, and I'm not saying he is, I'm just saying fight is either the person, not Wilson, either the person is going to argue all this anger, or, right, that's option one, or they're going to shut down, climb up, and move in another direction. So they're going to give you the silent treatment, the cold shoulder, the I'm upset with you, I didn't like what was discussed, I didn't like what you meant, self-defensive mode. Okay. And so that may be something that is a natural part of this person's personality. You see what I'm saying? So if Wilson is reacting like this over whatever was discussed, imagine something in life being bigger and needing more of an emotional, not only maturity and less defensiveness, but imagine needing someone to really stand up and work through something bigger. So Faith's Haven here is saying, believe in the safety of your return. This person, Wilson, may have a tendency to disconnect when the going gets tough, think about things, and then maybe come back once the coast is clear. But here's the thing, that is not maybe the best way to address how to work past something. because there's this sense of like disconnecting and then only coming out when they feel safe. All right. And sometimes conversations are going to put us in a position where we feel super uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So if this person has the tendency to have this runner chaser type of dynamic in their life, or runner dynamic in their life, then that could cause a potential issue down the line, because this person is already showing you that they have that response in them, because that's what makes them feel comfortable. It may not make any sense to you or me, but it makes sense to Wilson. This is how he deals with going back into his comfort zone, and then only coming out either one or two things: once the dust settles, or once he feels safe to come back and reconnect. All right. So it's just something to keep in mind, even if this is not connected to romance. In general, this could be his general tendency to do this. So it's coming across as a kind of like a red flag right now for you to take that into awareness. Okay. Give me more here about what is the potential unfolding here between Briss and Wilson. Potential unfolding here between Briss and Wilson. By the way, Briss, do you have anyone that you know that's named Nelson, or maybe someone who has crossed over, or relative or something? Because I was saying Nelson like crazy a little while ago. I just want to bring it up to your awareness. You let me know later, but okay. So I wonder if this is something connected to Wilson, if he knows someone by that name or something. All right. Milk and honey. Again, nourishment is important here. The potential for this friendship, connection, whatever this may be about, needs a lot of nourishing, and a lot of two people, not just one. I know there's one baby elephant here, but two people nourishing the connection and two people sweetening the connection. What does that mean? There is a potential for a good opportunity here, but only if two people are nourishing the friendship or the connection, and that two people are looking at this as, being more optimist rather than pessimist, even when things are difficult, even when there's a challenge. So even being sweet with each other, even if we don't agree on the same thing. So if, for example, there is this sense of, yes, we have a disagreement, and the person withholds their love, affection, conversation, they do silent treatment, they completely leave you emotionally isolated from them, that may be a red flag. Because when we're talking about the potential of two people working at their strongest point, even if we had a disagreement, there needs to still be this tenderness with each other, that, yeah, being a whole week without talking to you, it's going to bother me. If I am allowing myself to connect in a connection, it's going to bother me. If it doesn't bother someone, if that person just totally leaves you out in the cold, that is something here to consider as well. Right? So there's a beautiful potential here, but ding, 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 ding. How quickly is Wilson able to get himself, or even you, because it's not one way, how easily is it for you and Nelson to go back and connect with one another to nourish the connection, even if there is a wedge or a disagreement here that just doesn't feel quite, quite good. You know what I mean? Even if there's a level of uncomfortability, because that's going to show you here, is this person mature enough to handle when we don't agree on something? Does this person have what it takes to go through the heavy duty stuff of life? Because if we're having a disagreement and you're emotionally shutting down and running into the fields and getting into your, turtle shell, do you think that's going to be a healthy way that, let's just pretend, a marriage can survive? A marriage is not going to survive someone who just closes off in their shell and leaves their partner out in the cold. So, is there a potential here for something wonderful? There is, as long as both of you are able to reconcile in a way that you are still, even if you're upset with each other, that you're nourishing the connection and that you're still being sweet with one another. Okay? Always remember the saying, and I heard the saying once upon a time, and I was like, that is so darn true. Who you date is who you marry. Who you date is who you marry. And a lot of people don't like to say that, but it's true. How the person is responding to disagreements and discomforts in when you're dating them or when you're getting to know them is how they're going to do it when the relationship gets more critical. Why? They're showing you who they are. Now, does it mean that that's it? Oh my gosh, they're showing this and that's not gonna, they're never gonna change? No, everyone has the potential to change. But here's the thing, are both of you willing to make that change? And is Wilson ready to get out of his comfort zone in regards to his patterns of behavior or his patterns of doing things in a certain specific way? Okay. Let me get more here in regards to, there's a lot more to uncover here. So just sit back and enjoy the reading. And as I always mention, that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. Let's see what else is coming through. Wow, look at that. That just jumped. And I'm just holding it here with my thumb, but here it is. Heart with a key. Exactly what I said. What's the potential here? Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together. Perfect. What is the potential here of this connection? It has the potential for something beautiful. There is a potential here for something to feel like very much connected. The key to the lock to the key. Nothing can unlock this lock unless it's a key. This key cannot unlock anything unless it's this lock. Like I said, I feel there's a beautiful potential here. I'm not just saying that. But here's the thing. How is this person learning to cope with that tendency of reacting or acting in a certain way when things don't go their way or when there is a disagreement? Right? Because you could be all in, but if that person isn't all in, then it's not, the key is not getting into the lock and the lock is not being unlocked by that key. You know what I mean? So that is what's coming through. Let's see what else is coming through here in regards to this. Actually, I want a curiosity here. Let's work with this one here. Let's see what else comes through. Ooh, okay. With the first shuffle, 2 cards popped out. Brisk, we have here Weeping Willow, Family Sorrow, and Shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. It doesn't have to be material. It could be something of high value here. So, ding, ding, what I just said a little while ago. Wilson may have a tendency of an old pattern of behavior. Maybe when Wilson was growing up, there were some family issues or situations, circumstances, or events. And it's so funny because you know, and you've had multiple readings with the same person, and it always comes out in some shape or form that there is something that deals with him, and it's not a you thing, it's a him thing. And again, it's whether this person had this issue since they were a child. Okay, maybe they didn't feel safe opening themselves up, maybe they didn't feel safe to share their opinions, maybe they had negative experiences in the past or recent past. Okay, however this may show up in this person's life, but there's something here connected to their family or a prior connection that Wilson still carries this sadness or these self-sabotaging thoughts. It could be an attachment to a storyline or a script in his mind, why he emotionally shuts down or why he may get defensive and angry instead of learning how to work through a conversation where, even if, and this is just an example, having a person in your life, and I'm not saying this, as a dig to Wilson, I'm just saying in general, you want to have a person who, although we may disagree, still wants to give you a hug and a kiss and still says, listen, babe, even if we are not on the same page today, maybe could keep working on this, situation, circumstance, or event, and maybe we'll come to a resolution later. Not someone who quickly leaves you out in the cold. You see what I'm saying? And decides to hold their love for you hostage, or leave you emotionally abandoned. Okay. Shark here says, take care or there will be a great loss of something important. So here's the thing, and this is how this is coming across. If Wilson does not allow himself to learn how to manage that flight or fight response within himself, he's going to lose a great opportunity and a great potential here in regards to you and him. Okay? And that's how this is coming across. There is a great potential that this person may lose someone super valuable, and that is you. And you, okay, if this is talking about you having your own emotional issues and self-sabotaging thoughts, limited beliefs, or old patterns of behavior, if you don't get to the bottom of that, then of course you will also be losing a very good connection. Okay. So both of you here need to really look at your friendship and your connection in a way from a maturity point of, listen, do I really want to lose this? And if you don't really want to lose this, meaning him saying, I don't want to lose this connection with Briss, and you saying, I don't want to lose this connection with Wilson, that both of you are working towards that, bridging that wedge, that wedge here. Okay. But intuitively, right off the bat, I'm getting here that if he doesn't really take a look at, his self-sabotaging thoughts or limited beliefs, there is a possibility here that you may get tired over time and you may move in a different direction. Okay. So that is coming across here as a potential here. All right, let's take a look at what else is coming through. What is the potential here in regards to Briss and Wilson? Okay, and so let me close the session here only because, okay, let me just write close session. Okay, so you're going to be the last person here, Briss, for, all right, what's going on here? Okay, there we go. All right, let's see. Let's keep uncovering the layers here. What is the potential, what was it? Wait. What is potentially unfolding between Briss and Wilson? What is potentially unfolding here between Briss and Wilson? Work through your fears. I'm not surprised this is here because I've been mentioning this since the top of the reading. Work through your fears. Now, this is going both ways, but I do feel heavily this very much connecting with Wilson. And it's because, like I've said before, there's this sense of fight or flight response in how he manages or moves through certain connections, relationships. Just that could just be how he is and who he is. That just may be his pattern, right? In order for this relationship, connection, to transcend or to be able to move past the hiccup here or the wedge, it is going to be super important for Nelson as well as for you, but more so for Nelson. For Wilson, again with Nelson, I don't know who this is. For Wilson here, to work through his self-sabotaging thoughts or limited beliefs, through the pain or the sorrow that he may be experiencing emotionally that he may not be saying, that he may not be talking about. Scorpio is interesting because Scorpio rules the death card in tarot. So in order for Wilson to be able to move into a different, how can I say this? In order for him to have a different response or a different action, he needs to approach something in a very different way. And what it's coming across is that Wilson may have the tendency to approach disagreements in this way. This may be very much deeply rooted to a pattern. And it could be a pattern here that is very much connected to his fears, his insecurities. Okay. And again, it may not have anything to do with you, but because you're more clear about something, there's an awareness about you, you may, without knowing, trigger that response in him, not because you did anything wrong, but because unless you did something, right? Unless you said something horrible or something like that, but if you didn't, a natural argument or disagreement could lead him into this fight or flight response. So again, this is talking about this person needing to work through their fears so they could really end that cycle here that they have, or this pattern that they have over and over again, that could be happening here. And this could be something that, again, he's done it so long, or it's been there for so long. And look at what he has right behind it. He has the pride card. He may have been resorting to this type of tactic for a very long time. Maybe that's all he knows, right? But I feel here with communication and with, him actually wanting to do the work, this is something that could really be a really good connection here. Okay. With time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's definitely something that could be worked on. You both have here, don't let pride get in your way. Okay. Feeling that the ego is bruised here could be a very big downfall in this connection, meaning someone wanting to be right and the other person not holding their okay, someone wanting to be right but they're not right, but it's their ego or their pride on hyperactivity mode. Okay, so that's number one, ego and pride, them not wanting to say, you know what, yeah, I was wrong in that, or not wanting to apologize when there is an apology that needs to be needed, that it requires to say, listen, I'm sorry I made you feel this way, sorry I made you feel that way, that wasn't my intention, but right, but what I said is exactly how I feel. Maybe I didn't express it the best way as I could at that moment, but I truly feel that that's the reality of the situation, circumstance, or event. See? But being able to step up and ask for an apology or an accept an apology is something that has a lot to do with vulnerability also. So I do feel that there is a deadlock here type of energy. Okay, don't get pride in the way. There's a sense here of like bumping heads. Again, someone shifting or moving away because they're running in an opposite direction, and they may be running towards a pattern that they're normally used to doing or used to, going towards. Could be an MO. All right, let's see what else is coming through. I'm gonna use two more decks and then we're gonna close the reading here. Okay, Briss. What is the potential unfolding here? Give me more. What is the, oh, I know what other deck I want to use. Oh, there it is. What is the potential unfolding here? Wilson and Briss. Flow. Okay, going with the flow, allowing the natural course of action of two people who are very much connected to wanting to nourish and remain sweet with each other, even though there are disagreements. So going with the flow. I'm also getting here, intuition is super important. So the potential here of this connection, again, as long as everyone does the work that they need to do, it could be nice, calm, and flowing. Okay, you see that the water is still, the full moon is bright. Okay, there's this deep knowing that there is a really good potential here. And by the way, there are two full moons here. So there is an inner awareness here that there's a really good potential for this to really work in a really good way. But there is someone here, or there are scripts here and old patterns of behavior here that make it difficult to get to that point where we're working with each other instead of against each other. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. What is the potential? What's potentially unfolding here? Ooh, something flipped over. Unrequited love. Unrequited love, there may be an unequal, and I'll say that again, an unequal distribution of affection, of nurturing, of wanting to work something through. Okay. Unrequited love says here there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Now, could it be that? Yes. Could it be that there is an imbalance here? Yes. I feel that is more of what I'm getting here energetically than anything else. There may be one person really trying their best to keep this connection going. There could be another person here, and you figure out who may be what. And there could be another person here who has a difficult time to emotionally invest continuously and consistently here in a connection here. So there may be an unequal distribution of fill in the blank. Maybe someone is pouring more into some than someone else. There could be someone here more wanting to make something work more than the other one. There could be here this unequal balance. There could be here someone really trying to mend, fix, help, or repair something, whereas the other person may be very distant from that energy. Okay. So, right now, at this moment in time, as I started with this reading, where it says, I believe, okay, it says, believe in the safety of your return. There is a wedge, like I said at the top of the reading, and it says, as every journey leads to back to comfort. So, again, there's this wedge. This person who walked in the other direction, who may be not giving emotional, support, or they're just retracting, they're in their little circle, they don't want to talk, they would just want to shut down while you're out in the cold. Again, that's not an equal balance here, right? So again, one person is more open to that possibility of let's connect. I do feel that we have the potential, but are both of you feeling that way? And if you are, there's work that needs to be done here in order for it to be leveled. Because unrequited, the way I'm seeing it clairvoyantly, is the scale not being completely at balance. It's like something is tipping off more in one part than the other. Okay. All right. And let's take a look at, like I said, I'm going to do another deck, and then I'm going to give you some advice here. Okay. All right. Last but not least, let's take a look at this last, well, this is not the last deck, but this is one of them. Okay, that's a very good question. I'm gonna ask that question here live so you can see the results of that. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me jump into that because that's a really good question. Would he like to? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of it has to do with his internal script. There's something here, like I said, that he just resorts to this way of being and doing it every single time. So there's a pattern here that he just has on repeat. So one of the ways that he's going to show you if he really does, and I'm going to ask that question though directly. If he really does he want to repair it? He has to show you he wants to repair it. And the way he can show you he wants to repair it is him by himself, without any pressure from you, without any pressure from anyone, to reconsider that there may be a valuable connection here with you that he does not want to lose. He has to come to that realization. And when he comes into that realization in the fact of, you know what, I really, really enjoy our time together. I really am into Briss. I don't want to let Briss go. I don't want to lose her. That is then him coming back and saying, okay, listen, what do I need to do in order to make this better? Or listen, I'm sorry. Because there's something here about someone being very hesitant and even apologizing, even recognizing here, like, hey, listen, I'm sorry I acted or reacted that way. My apologies. I didn't mean to, run away like that. And then be able to say, the reason why I felt this way was because, I felt hurt. And again, it could be a hurt from past or recent past. It could be a fear that he gets into this, again, fight or flight. Okay. He either argues aggressively or runs to the hills. But those are still fears that he needs to work through. So let me ask that question here. Let me go straight to that question. And then, of course, I'll close the reading for you here. Give me give me clarity here in regards to, would Wilson want to repair this connection? Or is he so stuck in his ways that it's like, let's see. Does Nelson want to repair? And if he does, he's going to have to move his, you know what, over to showing you that that's what he wants to do, right? Or you could have a very straight up conversation. Listen, I really like you. I like this connection that we have. Do you want to fix this? Or especially if there is something that he should, now I'm not saying that he has to, I don't know what went on here, but if someone needs to make an apology and they're not doing it, again, take that into consideration there as well. All right. Does Wilson want to repair this connection or this situation? What is their desires? Feeling. Okay. There may be a little bit of, I'm not sure. Okay. He has a snake. There may be, yeah, snake. Okay. All four cards are showing way something. Okay. So number one, the snake. Okay. The snake is about competition, the enemy, the other person or the other woman looking over the shoulder. Does he want to repair the situation? He may be seeing you as someone who is attacking, even if you're not attacking. This is someone else's perspective. Understand that. It's not something for you to take to heart, like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? It may not be you. There may be something here in the connection or in this disagreement that he feels attacked, even if it's not real. The perception. Okay. The way that he may be tuning you out is by being very busy with work or being very busy on something that he wants to focus and accomplish. He has denial and haughty. It says, remind your behavior, avoiding the heart, face the reality. He's having difficulty facing whatever problem, situation, circumstance, or event, or conversation was had or disagreement. He has a tendency to avoid or do some type of escapism, meaning running in another direction or running in a connection that's a lot more manageable because they will allow him to behave this way and no one's going to stop him from behaving this way. Okay, so there's a lack of accountability maybe. And that lack of accountability elsewhere gives him the opportunity to behave or continue this script that he has in his mind. There may be here a little bit of retelling the argument in a very different way than how you may have presented it. You may have said something, he may have understood something else. And the reason why he may have understood something in a very different way, or may have gotten defensive, or may have been whatever the result here was, is because this person is avoiding trying to change a behavior or change something or face the reality of something here. There may be here fears that need to be worked through on his end. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring it a little closer here. There you go. Work through your fears. Okay. Let's get one more deck for, let's get, actually, let me get, I want to grab one that isn't, yeah, this one is super straightforward. Give me more clarity here on, does Wilson want to repair this connection or this situation? I feel more avoidance than anything else. I feel someone, again, remember, you both have here, don't let pride or ego get in the way. And as long as he's allowing himself to let pride or ego get in the way of this, he's not allowing himself to see that, this connection with you could be so much more either positive, or it could be so rewarding. But it's like he's getting in his own way. Give me clarity. Okay, let me do it individually here. Give me clarity just on snake. Give me one card. Clarity for snake. There you go. The fox. The fox is about deception. The fox is about a hidden intention or something that is tricky. So this situation, in regards to him wanting to repair it, is very tricky. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's coming across. Let me see something as why. Yeah, he's confused. The reason why is because you're very straightforward, or there's something here about he realizes that you are going to be the type of person who demands him to be a better version of himself. And that is going to require him to heal something that maybe no one else has brought up to his attention, or they maybe swept it under the rug, or maybe they just allow him to do this yo-yo effect, and no one has held him accountable. And the fact that you may be the person that may hold him accountable, he feels it's a little tricky here for him to keep doing what he's always done with someone who is as insightful as you, or as clear-minded in realizing or noticing red flags. And again, he has here clouds behind it. Give me more here about denial, haughty, whew. All right, we have rider. Rider is about movement. There may be a little bit of a challenge here. He's going to have, again, this is going to have to be a self-realization for this person, where he doesn't want to lose you, because rider is a very positive card. You see, it has a plus there. Rider is saying this: once he gets out of his own way, or once there's this either, I don't know how this is going to be handled, but once there's this energy or this movement or this confrontation face to face about, listen, this is the reality. You haven't spoken to me in a week. So the same way that you haven't spoken to me in a week tells me that I'm not really important. Oh, no, but you are important, but I'm just upset. Okay. All right. So we need to talk about the things that you need to change here, because I'm not going to keep allowing you to behave in this way or to treat me in this way. You're going to have to set your foot down, and you're going to have to set some boundaries here in order for him to be like, to do a little self-check, like, oh, wow, Briss has the confidence, the beauty, the intelligence. She's a total package. If I don't get myself into like shaping up, I'm going to lose her. And be very clear. Like, listen, that's how this is coming across. Like, I'm not saying to come out in a negative way. You could come in a very loving way, in a very positive way, but in a firm way. Give me more about escape and transformation here. Role playing, storytelling. Give me more. He has to figure something out here. He may lose something really, really good only because he's just so scared or so stuck in his pride, ego, or he's getting in his own way. Okay, I'll take it like that. Tree. Tree is about stability. Yeah, you see? And commitment. He has to make a choice on committing himself to wanting to be in this relationship or this connection or this friendship as much as you want to be in it. Tree and ring. Okay? Tree is about stability. Tree is about growing. He needs to get out of his storytelling script in his mind and really come to a conclusion. Is this a connection that I want to grow with? And when I say grow with, I mean he needs to outgrow some self-sabotaging thoughts, limited beliefs, and some patterns here that he has about moving in a direction and just leaving you out in the cold. So again, it's going to be based on how he wants to move and what he may be emotionally ready for. You may be more emotionally ready for a connection than he is by the looks of what the energy keeps showing here, okay? Now, is this a lost cause? No, but it is a situation that he needs to make adjustments in order for him to come to the awareness here of, you know what, I can't do the same things I used to do in my other connections with Briss. I must change how I do fill in the blank because I will lose someone very valuable. All right, last but not least, let's see your advice here. Advice here for you, Briss. Give me advice here for Briss. I'm actually going to take two decks. I'm going to use this one and another one, and then we're going to close the reading. All right, let's see. We have here professional guidance. Ooh, this is interesting. You could even mention this to him. This person may need like therapy. That's definite. I kid you not. That's exactly what's coming through. This person may need, you may be like, maybe you want to seek therapy before going into another connection because you may not be fully healed from whatever experience you may have endured. I am the type that I will say that to people. I have no shame in sharing, you know, in a very beautiful, loving way. Listen, you need therapy because you may not be ready for me, honey. You may not be ready for me, but someone else may. So get yourself in therapy or what? Yes, in a heartbeat. Professional guidance. You are being called to seek professional guidance. You see, I'm telling you, I feel that this is for him more than for you, but especially maybe that's the reason I kept getting like you need to take out both decks for advice. Because remember, all the other readings, and if you've been watching me, I've only been using this as advice. And for you, it was like very specific. It's like yes, use this one and use the other one. So look at that. The wisdom and resources from the outside will help you avoid mistakes and lead you to a more successful future. Holy crap. I can't make this up. I can't make this up, even if I tried. Look at that. Basically, we're saying, ding, 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 ding. Guess what? There may be a lot of fears that you need to work through. You may have this like pattern. Oh my God, this is so crazy. You may have this pattern of like leaving people out in the cold and, you know, diving into the first cave that you can to cope with whatever situation is going on. You know, you may have some pride and ego issues here that we need to address. You know, there may be a little bit of some type of avoidant behavior going on. Okay. There may be a little bit of a lack of accountability here with you. You may get into your ego or pride that may be getting in the way of you actually asking for an apology because you did something crappy and shitty that you shouldn't have, or maybe how you're acting towards me is not the best. You may have some fears you need to kind of go, and you may have a little bit of some storytelling or script in your head that you need to kind of break apart, right? And so it's funny how this exactly what I'm saying could be what he may be showing you, and this may be the reason where you may say something like, well, I don't know. Listen, I can help you as much as I can, but you may need, you know, to really address that at some point in your life because you're going to end up losing a really good thing. Maybe there's some type of intervention here in that way. Again, not in a hurtful, mean way, but in a wake up, because if you're acting like this with me, right? Example, if you're acting like this with me, you may have always been acting like this in other relationships. For example, and I'm not saying he is, I'm just bringing this example. If he's a heavy drinker, okay? If he's a heavy drinker, if he just drinks a lot or uses some type of vice or substance in order to self-soothe, then that may be negative coping mechanisms. You see what I'm saying? If this is a person who tends to, and I'm not saying that that's the case, but where is that darn card? The work card. A person who the only way that he can cope with, he throws himself to his job or to his work just so that he doesn't face having to take or make some changes. That's something that maybe a therapist would be best to work with. Okay. And this could also be with you. If you feel like, there's some things within you that you may need extra assistance with, maybe professional guidance would also work. I feel this has a lot to do with him, though. I'm telling you, it feels like it's more of a him thing than anything else. But good fortune. Look at that. Look at what you get. I feel this is why my guides were like, no, you're going to take 2 decks and give advice. I feel this is his advice, and this is your advice. Listen to this. Good fortune. Trust in your skills and talent. Like I said, there's something good here. There's something good in this connection, and you may be the one who is the prize here. It says, trusting your skills and talents. They are the keys to a bright future. A piece of valuable advice, a moment of clarity, or a comforting message is headed your way. Everything is aligning in your favor and success is within reach. So if you've been asking, listen carefully, because this is how sometimes the universe works. If you've been asking your guides, the universe, please show me a sign, about this connection. And the sign that you got is him running to the hills, hiding behind the bushes, not wanting to talk to you, not apologizing, being defensive. That's a response to what you're asking, right? Because it's saying maybe that person is not the right person for you, because this is how to approach this situation in a healthy way. So you may be more in an alignment with what you want and how you want certain things to, move here. And, maybe there is just, he needs more help, and maybe that help is beyond your control and beyond your scope of practice. Okay. All right. You do have here the number 1331. You may be seeing mirror numbers, and you may also here be seeing number either 1331. 13 or 31. Again, like I said, mirror numbers, or you may be seeing 4. 4 is about stability. So you may be more focused on your stability. And if you feel that this connection is not giving you what you are deserving of, it's time for you to really look in a direction where you can really make the best with the blessings that you're getting here in regards to maybe a better, stronger, more secure connection or friendship. That being said, Briss, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, continue to subscribe to the channel. Briss, I hope that this has brought some type of clarity. It was quite a long reading, but a lot of clarity here in regards to things that only you know, if this makes sense. And of course, as I always say, remember that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And I wish you the very best. Keep me in the loop. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again for your super. Intuitive friends, this super chat live has ended. Thank you so much for all of you who have participated. I hope that you have found the clarity here that you've been looking for. And don't forget to continue to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell and all alerts. And for those of you who are looking for the free reading version of what your guides want you to know, just know that I might either come back a little later or maybe tomorrow. Okay. That being said, take care, everyone. Have a good one and stay safe.